Alfredo here, higher faculty in Manhattan, NAB 2025. The show has been amazing. Lots of new technology.
Let's talk about it. Historically, our channel has done music reviews in the past, but if you are new to the channel, expect engaging, high quality storytelling videos on technology, filmmaking, and yes, music, entrepreneurship, all of that good stuff that we're interested in. Hey, and you're interested too. Let's jump into it. I was fortunate enough to venture off to New York City. It came at a timely moment in my life as I am currently transitioning in my career. I was doing a lot of corporate video shooting, and now I'm independent and freelancing. And I felt like NAB was a perfect chance to hit the reset and converse with brands, meet new people, and see what the future of media and technology has to offer. The heavy hitters were there: Canon, Sony, Fujifilm, Blackmagic Design. So I do want to touch on what they had to offer and some of my favorite things that I saw at the show. But overall, the purpose of this video is to share my perspective as a modern content creator, videographer, filmmaker. All three of those things are on a crash course into each other right now as more and more tools and resources become available to people with a camera. So first off, Blackmagic Design, they had the biggest display at the show, and it was well worth it. Their philosophy, in my opinion and personal observation, is that they bring big budget tools into the consumer space at an affordable, reasonable price. For example, the Blackmagic A10 Mini Switcher was revolutionary and has been a game changer personally for this channel. It helped us grow to 70,000 subscribers where we are currently. But overall, we did all of that and created 5 videos a day with little to no editing. And that wasn't possible, let's say 10 years ago. Since then, they've built an ecosystem of switchers and cameras that all integrate with each other.
Blackmagic's philosophy overall is to create to lower the barrier of entry for people entering or working in the video production world, right? So as you can see, we have a whole line of products ranging from our Pocket Cinema Camera 6K Pro to our Ursa Cine 17K camera.
The Pixis 6K really caught my eye as it is the next camera that I truly desire. Historically, I've been a Lumix guy. I've had the GH4, the GH5, and now I have 2 Lumix S1s. I'm at this pivotal moment where I want to take my production, my life, everything to the next level. And a fresh start with a new camera system is on the horizon.
Pixis 6K is a box camera form factor, has a couple more connections, like an SDI connection, outputting CFast. It has 2 CFast Express slots, so you can record to one and fail over to the second one. We also introduced this year a 12K version of the Pixis, which has the same sensor as our Ursa Cine 12K. Same sensor, different form factor.
The camera that impressed me the most is, quite frankly, out of my budget range, the Fujifilm GFX Externa. The image quality blew me away. I don't think I've ever seen a large format sensor up close and personal. The representative from Fujifilm actually told me a story that Greg Fraser, one of the most popular cinematographers, rightfully so, he was trying to get his hands on one of the early prototypes of the camera and it just wasn't ready for production yet. I would expect to see this camera used on some big budget stuff in the future. Another company that I came across was LiveU. What LiveU does is offer portable encoders that offer reliable internet connection on the go.
So LiveU, our bread and butter are basically these portable encoders. They use something called bonded cellular. So they take, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, they bond all those feeds together and give you really reliable internet from wherever you are for all of your video feeds. So everyone in like TV news, sports, public safety even, this is what they're using to get their feeds out from the field.
I think as more and more resources like this become available, you'll see content creators not just TikToking everywhere, but live streaming everywhere with bigger and better setups that offer multiple camera angles. Just my prediction of the future. One of the biggest themes of modern media right now is AI. I was able to talk to the CEO of Clippin'. He runs an agency that operates in the stock footage space.
When the AI rush sort of started a couple years ago, everybody immediately thought we were going to go out of business. But what keeps us in business is that, we're more of a journalism company. We have humans curating content every day, breaking news, financial news. We're not afraid of AI. If anything, we're using it to really help our company. And I think since we've been in business so long and we're established, now AI can really help us get to the next level in our marketing, in our advertising, going after the right customers, things like that. But more for content and stock footage, you need curated content to feed AI. AI is using curated content as a reference. AI is using Clippin' curated content as a reference.
Personally, I think AI is still quite a bit of ways away from replacing the indie filmmaker, videographer, editor, until we see software that can take large, multiple pieces, like, for instance, this video. I traveled to New York City, I shot 200 clips, and I'm sitting here talking to a camera. I don't think AI could put it together in a comprehensive way that could be engaging and repeatable.
Working in the media industry, sometimes we can use a little encouragement through the ups and downs of trying to earn a living creatively. It was a really dope experience meeting one of my favorite creators who does this daily, provides that inspiration and information to us people who work with the camera.
I am Christine. I go by the Chef Girl online, and I am a DP and producer and sometimes editor based in Brooklyn, New York. I'm gonna say because of my dad. When I was younger, junior high school, he got me one of those mini DV cameras, and I just kind of stuck with it. I went to college. Yeah, I definitely think it's important to understand and have a good grasp of the fundamentals of filmmaking. You definitely don't need to know everything. I still don't know everything, and I think in the very beginning of my filmmaking journey, I held my own self back because I was like, hey, there's certain things I don't know. But the only way to get better is to do it. Surround yourself with people who know more than you so you can learn from them, and just also learn how to be an asset so you can learn from other people and also have something to give at the same time. So yeah, learn the fundamentals, walk before you run, and you'll be good.
What type of filmmaker camera guy would I be if I went to New York City and I'm strolling down the street and I look to my left and B&H is right there and I don't go in? So yes, I went to B&H and I saw camera gear heaven. They also had an amazing display at NAB with live performances from local musicians and performers. There's something special about getting your hands on gear, seeing it up close. It began to get my ideas and inspiration and motivation all churning again.
Irix Lenses was a company I bumped into at the show. I was excited as they let me put my hands on their lenses and actually test the 11mm cinema lens that they had on display. Really tough build quality that could compete with some of the higher priced cinema lenses that I've seen in the past. At 11mm with minimal distortion was kind of crazy to see, and surprisingly the lens had minimal focus breathing. I'd love to check out more about this brand as they have quality lenses that usually come with higher prices. I got a chance to talk to Deity Microphones about their new audio technologies, and we talked about the differences between UHF microphones versus the popular 2.4 gigahertz wireless microphones that you see everywhere.
Why do UHF over 2.4 gigahertz wireless? 2.4, it's so easy, you just clip it and go. Well, let's talk about it. We're here at the NAB show, and while the camera is only 3 feet away from me, if I were to go further, this is not going to transmit all that far. Not because it's bad technology, it's just there's so many human bodies, and 2.4 sine waves get absorbed by all the water in our body. You see this a lot when people do range testing or these things. They do the thing where they turn around and then immediately the signal drops out. Well, it's because the body is absorbing all that RF. UHF, the wave of the actual RF signal is wider and bigger, and thus can travel through the body better and more easy. And if I'm also doing something where I need to set up my sound equipment in, say, the room next door so I can listen quietly, I can then transmit through the walls, no problem. 2.4, maybe today it works, maybe tomorrow it doesn't.
I want to wrap this up by saying camera gear doesn't really matter, but it kind of does. And that's the best way to describe it. The purpose of all of this is fundamentally to build connection and tell a story. We all have our own story, trials and tribulations, whether you're communicating that through a social media video or a movie. Tools should only enhance what you're doing and not be looked at as a limitation. And it's oftentimes, as creators, we get caught in our head thinking that we need the latest and greatest to get the job done, when I feel like we should rely on our resourcefulness. I remember starting my journey 10 plus years ago, and I just couldn't fathom how certain people had red cameras and it was $20,000, $30,000. And I used to get all down on myself because I had a Canon T3i when I started. And thinking back, like, I can't even remember each exact setup and what I was rocking, what lens or what body of camera, but I do remember those feelings of creating something, connecting with real people, and building this YouTube channel, man. Like, we had 3 GH5s and a Blackmagic A10 mini switcher. We couldn't even preview what we were cutting to because we had the basic version of it, man. And those were some of the best moments of my life. If I could leave you with one message, is create freely without a focus on limitation. But just always think about the purpose of what you're doing before you hit that record button.